Hello, everybody, I'm in a storm here. Welcome back to Factorio. In the last episode, we set up this process here to begin making some red belts automatically and building them up in chests so that I can just come over here and grab some when I need them instead of having to sit there and wait while I hand make them. So that is good. I did kind of adjust this a little bit, going to 3 factories making gears in each set. No real reason not to. In fact, they probably need a lot more factories making gears, but for now it's okay. I also went ahead and kind of restricted these chests a little bit so that, they'll fill up, but I don't think there's any real reason why I'm going to need this many underground belts. At least not all at once, anyway. So we'll just kind of let things fill in. I grabbed some more belts just for my own use. And, just let this fill in as needed. Alright, so what we want to do next is we need to start making circuitry up here. And so we're going to be starting making the basic circuit boards. And I kind of set up this process here. And we're going to be using a different way to make wood. Right? We're going to be using synthetic wood using naphtha from the Petrochem process. So we're going to want to actually start up some basic petrochemical processing. And so that's what we're going to work on here. There's a lot of different ways to make wood, but this one's a fairly simple, straightforward way. And I want some petrochemical materials anyway, so it gives us an excuse to use some of it. Alright, now what we need to do is we need to actually find a place where we can get multi-phase oil, which is what we're going to be starting with, multi-phase oil. So, multi-phase oil is actually going to be these little pink dots here. We have a bunch of them there. We have some multi-phase oil down here. We also have some back at the original base. We actually have quite a lot back at the original base. There's only 3 wells, but it yields a ton of oil. And I see some, these are natural gas here, but I really don't see many other options here. There's a couple of spots down here. So what I think we're going to do is we're just going to tap these wells down here. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and pipe a lot of this stuff up here. Eventually we're going to want to have, the various oil wells connected to a train network, bringing all the multi-phase oil and natural gas to a single petrochemical processing area, and then having a big refinery that basically breaks everything down into the various gases and liquids that we are going to want to use. But for now, we're just going to keep it simple. So, I actually may need some landfill. So let's go ahead and head on down there. How much space do I have in the trunk? Not much. I am carrying around a lot of stuff. I'm carrying around, let's see. Oh, hold on. Almost 200 small electric poles. I may just have to void chest a lot of this stuff. We don't really need it. Actually, where am I headed? Oh, straight into a pylon. Okay. Let me just fix that. What I wanted to do is get the landfill. Should have a pretty good pile here. Alright, Alright, where are we headed from here? We're headed over there, so... let's see if we can find a way through the trees. Speaking of the trees, okay, there's the first two wells. Alright, let's just park here for a second. There's the first two wells. The other two wells are up there. So let's go ahead and get four pump jacks. Alright, there's the first pump jack. Oh yeah, they're gonna need power, aren't they? Alright, well we have some power over here we can connect into. I may have to go grab some more grenades. Alright, here we are. Let's see, we want it... Oh, clicked accidentally. You know, I might just use these small electric poles because I need to use them up. I have them lying around. Alright, Man, it's really hard to see what you're doing in the dark. Let's see, there we go. And here's our other two pump jacks. We'll have them output this way. And we'll set up those guys. Alright. Now, I want to pump them to a central location where we're going to have a couple of tanks. We're going to put this in. So let's kind of clear an area here. Alright, so let's place the tanks right here and right there. Okay. And we'll be using our stone pipe because it's what we have a lot of. I eventually do want to go to plastic pipe, but we actually need plastic before we can do that. Alright, so we need to get up there. So let's see. Let's line it up right there. Perfect, actually. Perfect. Alright. Just gotta connect the corners, and then we should start filling the tank with the first set of pump checks. See, that's producing what? 38 per second. That's producing 25.2 per second. This is going to do 24.6 per second. And this is going to do 31.9 per second. And we're going to need how much? 28.6 per second for this. Okay, so we're going to be making plenty. All right, good. Alright, so we need to come through here. And somewhere it's going to be a little bit short, but that's alright. Okay, there we go. Alright, those guys should be running, and we should be filling the multi-phase oil now. So that is good. Okay, so we're going to want a pump coming off of here. Alright. So now we only look like we're going to need one oil and gas separator, but I'm going to double all of this because I'm going to be using it for two different things. So we're going to do two oil and gas separators and 4 oil refineries. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, here are the oil and gas separators. We're just going to hook it directly in. Actually, let's... For ease of movement's sake, let's just do that. And you are going to be separating multi-phase oil into raw gas, crude oil, and sulfuric wastewater. Ah, the sulfuric wastewater again. Hold on, I have one of these guys. Oh, and I think I did not mention that I went ahead and added some more generators to the system, so we are now generating enough power. Okay, there we are. Now I can see what we're looking at. Now, I had to decide if I want to try and pipe this sulfuric wastewater back to the system, or if I want to just dispose of it at this point. I might put it in a tank and then, actually, I'm just going to hold on that for now. Put it in a tank and then dispose of the excess until I can decide what it is we're going to want to do with it. Okay, so, oil gas separator. Oh, actually... we need to move these a bit further. Okay. Alright, so now we need to figure out where we're going to put stuff. We're going to need stone brick. Because I don't have any tanks to put, or enough stone brick to make the tanks. I need to put these in things. Alright. I don't know if that sentence made sense. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the recording, and I'll be back in a second with some stone brick. Alright, I am back, and I have the stone brick, and I actually went ahead and made the tanks. Alright, so we're going to want to put things in tanks. So where's my tanks? Okay, so this is going to be... We're going to do... sulfuric wastewater. We're going to do... crude oil. Okay, over here. And over here... we're gonna put raw gas. Okay. Alright, so let's do the raw gas first. Okay. And then let's do the sulfuric waste water. Next. Okay. And then the crude oil. Which I'm just going to run a line all the way up here, like this. There we go. Now, for the time being, we're just going to dispose of the raw gas and the sulfuric wastewater. So we're going to need a clarifier and a flare stack. Ultimately, we are going to do stuff with this stuff. We're going to want to cycle this sulfuric wastewater back into the system that uses sulfuric wastewater, and we're going to want to actually be doing things with raw gas. But for the time being, we just need to make sure that they aren't going to clog up the system. There we go. And then we're going to do another pump. And then we are going to do our... what are these things? Oil refineries, right. These big ugly things. Okay, so... I went ahead and grabbed some more grenades, but I don't think I need grenades for this. We can just manually clear these trees. Get them out of the way. Alright. So what we're going to be having them do... we don't have any gas condensates. And that biases things towards base mineral oil. Anyway, this biases things towards naphtha, which actually is what we want, because we're going to be using the naphtha. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do this. Because there's going to be different processes that you can do with different additives as part of this that will shift whether you get more base mineral oil or more fuel oil or more naphtha out of these refineries. But right now, the extra naphtha is perfectly fine for what we are going to do. Okay, so now we have 3 products, and we're running out of room, so we're going to go ahead and landfill here a bit. And again, we're going to dump things in tanks, 3 tanks. Off to the side here. We're going to do naphtha, fuel oil, and base mineral oil. I may have to go get ourselves some more pipe soon. We're probably alright. Okay, so everybody's all connected. Let's see where we're gonna put naphtha. Where did my tanks go? There they are. Okay. Naphtha should be easy. We'll just dump it straight in there. All right. Now, actually, how much pipe do I have? That'll work there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that may have been bad. You do not want to mix 2 fluids in the same pipe. You just don't. Alright, there we go. Three pumps. Am I gonna have enough room to do this? I shouldn't. It'll be fine. I think. And wait a minute, is that stone? Yeah, that's stone. I'm getting a little bit more distance out of that than I was expecting. Alright. Oh, actually, let's move that down a little bit so we can get both those pumps on the same power line. There we go. Alright, so we have naphtha, We have fuel oil. We have base mineral oil. And we need to get it from here up here. Not too hard. What we'll do is we'll just run some landfill. We will make it a tad smaller. And we just ran out. Okay. Alright, well, looks like I have to go grab some more materials, some more landfill, and definitely some more pipe. So I'm going to pause the recording again while I go grab that. Alright, I'm back, and I went ahead and filled in the landfill. As it turns out, that brings us right to this stand of trees here. So we need to remove said trees. Try not to destroy the power pylon while we're at it. There we go. That's probably not all the trees we're going to have to remove, but it'll get most of them out of the way. This is going to be a long run for these pipes. Alright. The base mineral oil, at this point, I don't think we really have a use for. It will eventually be used. It's used to make lubricant, I believe. It's also used to make coolant later on, when we actually are using coolant for some of our strand casters, so they can run faster. But we haven't gotten anywhere close to that yet. We weren't lined up. There we go. Okay, where do we want to bring this? I think we probably want to bring this... Where's going to be the easiest way to bring these through? We are going to have to start making some silicon plate eventually. So we're going to need to keep this area open to take the silicon ingots and turn them into plates. We want to come through somewhere relatively close to here. Yes. So maybe we'll just have it come through here. We have some room. We can just, you know, work them around these furnaces and then come in between the copper and the steel. Alright, so then we're going to have to come north here a little bit more. Probably one more underground length, and then we're going to have to do a curve. And actually, we're going to have to do it like this. And then we're going to do it like this. How are we doing for underground belt? Man, I grabbed a bunch of that, and we are not underground belt, underground pipe. I am running out. Can I make more? I can make more. Okay. Alright, so let's see here. It's at this point that we probably want to switch to steel underground belts. I keep saying belts and I mean pipes. Alright, we're going to switch to steel. I'll wait for it to finish crafting. Alright, there we go. The steel has the distance we're going to need. Alright, let's see. This is unfortunately lined up with that, so what we're going to need to probably do is change this a bit. Just kind of get that belt out of the way. There we go. And actually, we made the pipe, so we might as well just keep using it until we run out. And this dumps us out right about here. Okay. So that should work. Now, there is one other small problem. Is that these things produce residual solids. And I don't know if I have any way of dealing with that yet. Do I have any tech? No. Maybe? That makes residual gas. That makes residual gas. That makes residual gas. Do I have anything that takes residuals and steam cracks it? No. We do not have that yet, and it's a ways away. Alright, so we're going to have to... I think what we're going to do is we're going to store it for the time being. I'm going to use a... I'm going to use a warehouse. Just gotta get around all this. Unfortunately, I don't have the car because it's parked over here. So I just have to hoof it. I would say that I would pause it, but we're already almost there. If I can get through the stinking trees. There's the car. Get rid of those trees, repair this thing. There we go. And then we're going to have a warehouse here. And then we're going to run belt. Let's just tell you to offset. And I may need that extra inserter. Needs to get rid of the initial residuals. I'm going to fill this up. Once it fills up, we'll probably have to set up some void chests to remove the excess. Hopefully, by that point, we will have the tech to be able to steam crack it in the residual gas, and we'll have an additional gas that we can use. Alright, but we are at the end of the episode, so we're going to end it here. It's actually a pretty good stopping point. Once we are back, we will start working on the next phase of this by turning that naphtha into wood. I'm also going to be setting up a small area to make flamer fuel, because we have steel. So we're going to take some steel, we're going to take the naphtha and the fuel oil, and we're going to make flamer fuel so I can use my flamethrower. I don't know what I'm going to use the base mineral oil for yet. We may just have to flare it off for a while until we're ready to do something with it. Alright, but yeah, as I said, go ahead and end it here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.